Hello, everybody. What is good? We are back for a live stream, transfer talk, Leeds United catch up, and there's a few things to discuss today, people. It's a good day. It's a good day. Overall, it's been a good week, shall we say. When it comes to the news, last week it was feeling like we was going to go through the motions and hope to survive. It seems the club, and Daniel Farke in particular, are now putting this thing into gear. I'm happy about some things. Happy. Supermalt comes when it's finalized. I know what you're talking about, and we're not going to get there just yet. Okay, gotta edge you a little. All right, we'll get there eventually, but just not yet. Just not yet. But there's some good stuff to discuss today, and also a questionable thing. But we'll go into the comments together in regards to Jack Harrison and see if there is actually a way back for him or not. We'll get into that later as well. We got some stuff, man, and a little bit of rival watch, of course. Ryan, you know it, you know it, but we're not gonna get there yet. Hold tight, people. But yes, it's been a long time coming, What's going on, Slim man? What's going on? But yes. I'm not going to spend too long on the friendly, and this is going to be a theme for me. I mean, if you've been a long-term subscriber of mine anyway, you'll know I'm not really big into the friendlies as such. I mean, I only watched this one out of curiosity today. I was actually watching something else at the same time, so I wasn't watching deep. But the things I did see, in terms of what we're going to look like, it was pretty much what I thought. Very industrious, very workmanlike in there, but we're missing that thing in the middle of the park, and that's a creative 8/10, and hopefully that will be coming. And that player could be Gus Hamer. And I only mention him because he's been asked again. Ruben Sellers has been asked again about Gus Hamer and the PSV links. And of course, us and Everton are linked with him as well. Give him the captain's armband, even though he's not going to be captain. But, you know, he's doing all those things to try and entice him to stay. But I looked at the way we're set up today, and I looked at our industrious midfield, and we'll get into a couple of the individuals as well. And I just thought, imagine if they could pass it off to a Harmer kind of player who can then unlock the door for a striker or even one of our inside forwards in there. It would be really good. And so hopefully we are on the track to get one of these done once we've got a couple of the other deals. Because listen, the main thing of this video today, I thought was going to be the Anton Stach news, but we'll leave that until later as well. So, comrade here, I saw you put this earlier, so I'll put it here. Evening, KG, in the chat. Really enjoy our games. Obviously, he's a Man United fan, people. Be nice. Hopefully, you guys stay up, need many of the games. I know you hate the championship, but first half, you would have thought we were Bristol City. Yeah, listen, yeah, I saw the comments from some of my Man United guys about Amarim's plan today. Weren't impressed, but what I will say from our side, people, there was a couple of things that were noticeable for me. And obviously, it's just one game. But BO looked really good. BO looked very assured, and it looks like him and Roden already look like they formed a little bit of an understanding, which will obviously only get stronger as the games go on after the Everton game, of course. Bogle looked really, really good today. Like, really good, both attacking and defensively. I thought he handled Cunha very, very well. And of course, there's always going to be that suspicion about him. Is he going to be as good defensively as he was in the championship? But I think we saw today that what could be a taster of things to come with Jadon, and he looked absolutely brilliant. And you can see as well, people, the difference in levels, even though people say it's just Man United, this version of Man United, but you can see that there has to be more control at this level, because you know that if Acuna does get free, if Bruno Fernandes gets a long shot off, it might be a long day for you. Whereas if you're up against, with all due respect, Bristol City, there's not that much danger. There's not that much jeopardy involved. But so you can see there was a lot more control. I noticed as well that when it's a thing I've always said with Ethan Ampadu, which is why I don't know why so many people are writing him off so quickly. But I noticed a big difference when he came off. The midfield was a lot more susceptible for attacks when he came off the pitch. He was very important. He was very enthusiastic today with his tackles. He might have to rein a couple of those in come the start of the season, but he is just so important in that midfield, and he showed it yet again today, because once he was off, that midfield got opened up a little bit. Sean Longstaff, what I will say is I don't think we've seen the full version of what he's going to be in terms of his running, because, you know, he's had quite a bit of traveling to do, in all fairness to him. But I thought he did what he is going to do okay. But the thing is, with the Longstaff kind of players, he is going to need that better player to pass that ball off to, like he did for Ramazani, who then, used someone else as a dummy, then had a shot off. What I will say, though, is I didn't do the quotes, but I did guess a quote, didn't I, yesterday? And I was pretty close. I was pretty close. It was going to take a long, it was going to take a lot to leave Newcastle, and I think this is the perfect place. I was so close with that. I was so close. But listen, what I will say as well with Sean Longstaff is I really want it to work because you know me, I'm not a sentimental guy at all. You can be the nicest guy in the world, but if you're garbage on the pitch, I'm going to call you out of it. I'm not like other people where just because you're a nice guy, I'm just going to rate you all that. But I really does hope it works because he does seem like a really good guy. And with his characteristics that he brings to the team, as long as you get that quality around him, I think he should do okay here. I still don't see him as a starter, though. I think he is going to be a rotation piece, especially when you consider with Stark coming, Ampadu here, and Tanaka as well. It's going to be tough, but it's good competition that we've got here. It's really good competition in terms of no one can really say what their ultimate two are going to be and think it's going to be the wrong answer. I think it's a really good thing. Matt C saying here, we need a Paixao. Please don't let us replace Solomon with Bunhead. All my days. Yeah, we'll speak about that. Look, I know he started today, and I know it wound a few people up, but man, he was anonymous today. And we'll get into that a bit later. We'll save Jack Harrison for a bit later. But yeah, overall, Byram as well, by the way, I thought he was found wanting a couple of times. He got done a couple of times over on his side. So yeah, there's a few things that are pretty obvious we're going to need to upgrade on, which is why I've been persistent with getting upgrades on the backup fullbacks. I think that's very important for us to do. We cannot rely on Sam Byram in case Goodmanson goes out. By the way, Goodmanson, just quickly on Goodmanson, I said when we first linked with him that there's going to be times where he'll probably get caught out of position and then he'll be backtracking and it happened 2 times today. So hopefully that is not a sign of things to come. But again, he looked very comfortable on the ball. And I guess once he gets more familiar with his, week in, week out defensive partners, it will get better. But yeah, just has to watch that positioning. People are telling me to go to Fab. I got to show it in the order here. You guys are throwing me all off. Let's see. No, don't do this. Oh, I wish I didn't look. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, man. Fabrizio has literally just put this out. And thank you to the chat for pointing this out. Oh, my Lord. Olympique Marseille are close to getting Igor Paixão. Deal done as they improve their proposal to Feyenoord. Oh, no. The deal is now close to the fee in excess of 30 million euros requested by the Dutch club, as reported by somebody. Oh no! Oh, that's bad. You know what it is with me as well. I've been getting carried away with myself, man. I've been picturing him on that left hand side. So, hey, Leeds, whatever you're umming and ahhing about, get in there and try and hijack it. Get in another video to entice him, man. Oh man, maybe that is that why the Harrison comments have come out today? Is that a reason why? Because, but by the way, Paixão, Harrison, it's completely different ends of the spectrum. It's completely different. Oh man, this changes what I was thinking about the comments in regards to Jack Harrison. Oh man, no. Send him the parade video again. Yeah. Did you not see how they were celebrating? Oh no. Now, Ritsu Don, he plays on the right, Hairu. So unless you're then going to say, okay, unless you're going to say Ramazani and Gnonto are your left-hand side, nah, man, no. Oh, I was going to say in regards to Gnonto, this is throwing it off a little. This is throwing it off just a little, people. Oh, God. Where's it gone? Now even that slide's gone. It's all gone wrong now. Gnonto, where are you, man? Where are you? Okay, here we are. This is Gnonto with just a quote as well from his interview with The Athletic. In the championship games, we had the ball the whole time, and we play against low blocks. It's difficult, but in the Premier League, you have more space. And what else was that today? I probably have something else to prove because I want to prove to myself again that I can be there. I know I can be there, and I want to show everyone it's going to be fun. And I've said this as well in regards to Gnonto, man. even when we're in the championship, I was very consistent with this. I trust him more to start in the Premier League than I did in the championship, just due to the styles. And I think you saw today with a few flicks and tricks here and there. There was a nice little link up with Jaden on that side as well at times. I do think that the league does suit his talents way more than the championship ever did. So hopefully we get to see that from Willie Gnonto. But boy, yeah, man, it threw me off, Slim. I'm not going to lie. Oh, I did not expect to see Marseille back in there, man. But hey, man, listen, if it isn't Paixão at this stage, it needs to be somebody else on that level. We cannot go from thinking of Paixão's coming in to accepting Jack mediocre Harrison in again. We can't do that, man. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're certainly not doing that. But yeah, oh man, you throw my vibe off a little. We'll get my vibe back up in just a second, though. We'll get it back up in just a minute. But yeah, there's not too much else from the game. Mecha, yeah, made a couple of runs, but I think it's very evident that we are going to need a brand new striker, and we'll speak about that in just a bit. William here with the super chat, and Isaac, I will get to yours in just a moment. Come on, Leeds, get the deal for Igor done. Gnonto had some magic in him today. He absolutely did. And look, Ramazani was a direct threat. He was definitely eager to impress. Had a couple of shots, but again, there wasn't enough creativity in there for me today. It's going to be workmanlike, no problem with that, but we're going to need people to score goals as well. But yeah, Jack, look at the Sky Harrison. Oh man. Carl with a comment here. If Paixão is an ambitious player, surely he would choose the Prem over going to the French league. Get that bid in now, miss out. Carl, that's disrespectful to League One, and that's just typical ignorance to the league. And by the way, the League One currently hold the Champions League winners in PSG, and also it's a very good league to go. And Marseille are in the Champions League, Carl. So if you want to look at another way, surely he has the ambition to go to a Champions League club rather than at this point in time relegation fodder in the Prem. You can look at it a couple of ways, can't you? But salute to you, Carl. Richard with a super chat here. You happy with Stach and Perot did well as a provider today? Yeah, Peru had a nice couple of touches. We'll talk about Stach in a little bit later. But yeah, Peru did okay today. But you could see that we didn't get enough shots off today, especially when Heaton come in. I thought that would have been a real good time to test out the goalkeeper. That would have been our best opportunity to score. But yeah, there's things to work on, isn't there? But it was an overall decent performance, and I think it's going to be a lot of what's to come. Yeah, from Solomon to Paixão to Harrison, don't do me like this, Leeds. Well, listen, people, let's get into the news again, because we did get some comments after the game from Daniel Farke, and this was the one that rang the loudest. Daniel Farke has told Patrick Bamford he is not in his Premier League plans. And there's so many things with this, so many things. It's overdue, for one. It's about time. Shout out to LeBron. It's about damn time. It should have been time over a long time ago, but we are here now. And Danny Farke has publicly put this out there, which now puts the onus on Patrick Bamford, and also lets clubs know that he is available to play. Like, he is available. There's no, is Patrick Bamford available or not? He is out there now. I mean, it is so out there. So I'm overjoyed, obviously. I'm very happy with this. And obviously, once he's gone, that will be even better. I mean, you could even see with some of the comments, and I was going to bring up one comment, but you know what? That's not good energy to put out there, so I'm going to leave it. But you can see there's still that Stockholm syndrome with some of the fan base. Like, oh, it's a shame he's going. It's gutting he's going. He was one of the last Bielsa boys. I was hoping he'd get to 2021 Bamford again. It's like, oh my God. It's like people are just... He's got this hold over people, which I'll never understand. I can't understand it. It's not like we're letting go of Prime R9 or Christian Vieri or any of these guys. This is what the guys delivered over the last couple of years. No goals, 8 goals, scroll down, 4 goals and 2 goals. And people are still going on about the empty stadiums, 17 goals. It's I just don't understand it, and I never will, and I don't want to understand it. So yeah, It's crazy stuff that people are sad about it, but Daniel Farke has definitely done the right thing, and it goes to the point about uncomfortable conversations. Obviously, those have actually taken place, which is great to hear because we haven't done this previously quite clearly as well with the makeup of our squad last time in the Premier League. There was too many people just playing kumbaya, happy families. Well, Daniel Farke, I will give him his credit on this one. He has made it clear, and as he said, let me just get the quote here. Duh, duh, duh. Right, here we are. I was straight away open and honest with him, and this is why he has been aware since the beginning of preseason that he's not part of my Premier League plans. I had an honest communication with him. For me, at this stage, he needs to be the main man. He needs the back end, the arm around the shoulder after difficult years to rebuild his confidence. After the last 2 seasons, I wasn't willing to take him on right now as our main man in the Premier League. What I will say is that some people have been talking about where he's saying all that, but then he signed Mecha, but it's two completely different things in terms of the expectations of the players. Mecha is clearly coming here on the basis that he knows he's not going to be a starter, whereas Patrick Bamford still sees himself as being the number one guy. And as Danny Farke said, he wants to have that confidence that the manager fully backs him to be that guy. And Danny Farke does not have it with him. And he mentioned it a few times in the interview about his past few years of injury records, that it's not very good. But you know, he always bigged him up in other words as well, put the fluff around it, you know, like a doo-doo sandwich, as the saying goes. You know, if he's fit, he'd be scoring goals, and when he goes wherever he goes next, he will score goals. But yeah, it won't be here. Honestly, yeah. I'm interested to hear. Oh, yeah, he's a lovely chap, yeah. But yeah, sometimes he wasn't no Robert, and this is what I don't get. But it gets brushed under the carpet when it comes to this guy, man. It's crazy. Ali saying here 70 grand a week will cover our new striker time to go. Yeah, this will be another thing as well. People will say that he's not going to go because he's on so much money. But if Bamford has the ambition and the self-drive to want to be the main man somewhere, he's going to be aware that he may not get this kind of money unless he goes off to Saudi Arabia or somewhere like that. He's going to have to take a pay cut in order to facilitate a move. And maybe Leeds will have to help with that. Maybe we'll have to cover his portion for the rest of this season. I'm still cool with that. Don't mind any way that he goes. I'm very good with it. No problem, man. Yeah, Lewis, thank you, man. I'll play if they need me. This guy he's come up with so much stuff, but this fan base conveniently forgets it, man, all the time. But then we'll make up rumors about other players that are just trying to play football and say they're a problem in the dressing room. It's insane how much this guy's got away with. I would love to know, with the stats that he's got, especially over the last couple of years, if it was somebody else that was on stage playing a guitar, what the fan base would have said about him. But it's like, oh, good old Paddy playing the guitar. He gets away with so much here, and I just wouldn't. It will never compute here. I'm a critical thinker. I understand things, and I try and look at things from different points of view. My only thing I can take is that he is like one of the last things that people remember of Bielsa, and that is the thing that I can only think it can be, because it can't be for his striking ability. It can't be for his availability either. I just will never understand it, honestly. Yeah, I mean, this kind of stuff, yeah, community-wise, buying iPads for kids, putting money behind the bar. Yeah, that money behind the bar thing was a gimmick after a year of no goals. So, you know, you got to pay back something. But then you've also got on the other side, Robert, when we actually did survive relegation, on that time Lewis is talking about, where he said, oh, if I'm needed at Brighton and Brentford, you know, if they need me, I'll play. All right, Ronaldo. You know, that was also the time when we actually just survived relegation, where he put out a social media post with 2 lines about the surviving relegation. Then the rest of it was about selling his lightning shoes. Again, if that's another player that does that, they get absolutely slaughtered. But with Patrick Bamford, he can do no wrong. He can do no wrong. But yeah, we will be free of this. The Shanes are going to be unleashed. Yeah. So yeah, man, when he's actually gone, we'll talk about it a bit more. But the main news is that Patrick Bamford will not be playing for Leeds United in the Premier League this season. So there goes that doubt. So we've had the Melier one disappear yesterday, Patrick Bamford today. That's a couple of good days, people. Because for me, it's very important about who leaves as well as who comes in. Both are so important as each other. As I've mentioned in every other transfer window we've had, I've said it doesn't matter what you bring in. If you still got these certain players at the football club, you're going to be held back. in one way or another. And as we saw with Eli Melier last season, we're clearly the best team. And we'd have probably finished on 100 and something else points if we didn't have him in goal and the manager didn't persist on playing him. Things like that can hold you back. So, yeah. Tim here saying Bamford has always been a championship striker. Good riddance. Yeah. Yeah. More worried about those lightning shoes. Couldn't believe it, man. Couldn't believe it, man. It's crazy. Jackie is saying Farke better be ruthless. This will be his last chance at Premier League level. Oh, yeah, for sure, Jack. You know, if he doesn't get this one right, you won't see him again. I said it before, and people can't dispute facts. You just can't. There was never any speculation about him taking a Premier League job when they were always available. Kieran McKenna got linked, Michael Carrick, all these other coaches got linked. Even Scott Parker got linked to the Brentford job before they give it to Keith Andrews. His name never come up just due to his previous stints with Norwich. This is a chance for him to get it right. And it does look like he's going to do everything in his power, especially with the signings we're making and these kind of things that are coming out now about Melier, about Bamford. It seems that he's being very, very serious about it. So long may it continue, man. Long may it continue. Dominic cruciate ligament. Sam here, though, saying here, I don't think for 1 second Farke thought that. I think the 49er pushed him into that decision. I disagree with that, Sam. And the only reason why I say I disagree with that is because Farke has kind of said this kind of thing before with Patrick Bamford, all about the kind of stuff, if he was fit, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't until, obviously, he lost faith in Joseph completely towards the end of last season where Patrick Bamford finally got some looks in off the bench. But even when he was fit, he wasn't playing. So I do believe that Farke, I do think this is Farke's decision. I do. I'm going to give him the credit on this one. I do think Farke has said, no, we're going to need someone more reliable. So I'm going to give him that. But what I will say is it could be this guy, and that would be great. Rodrigo Muniz, the noise will not go away in terms of the links to him. Maybe that picks up next week. That would be nice. I mean, imagine getting Rodrigo Muniz in and he's the main man. You know, he wouldn't have to be working off, you know, scraps and charity minutes at Fulham. He'd be the main man. And his kind of the way that he plays the game and the way that he is, he would thrive off being the main man at Leeds United. He wouldn't shrink here. So if Leeds United can get this one done, or if they can't, and there's other good alternatives out there, or just as good alternatives out there, let's get this one done so we know what our striking options are come next season. Because then it could possibly lead to Matteo Joseph leaving as well. And before we get on to Jack Harrison, you know, Farke was obviously asked about Joseph. He wasn't there today, you know, just due to playing under 21s recently. He wasn't ready to play today after, you know, the Spain under 21 Euros. Danny Farke said this: let's see what the outcome is. We want to keep our best players at this level. I've also learned to never say never. There is no doubt Matteo is a player I really rate. We will see how the next weeks develop. Time will tell. I fully expect Matteo Joseph to leave on loan. I think it's going to be a loan deal, and then we reassess it next summer. But Matteo Joseph needs to play football, and he's not going to get that opportunity here. So I do expect him to leave, because where's he going to play? Let's just go with the strikers we got now: Peru, Mecha, and Joseph. When is he going to get a shot ahead of those two at this point in Danny Farke's eyes? I don't see it. So I think it is a case of when we do get a Muniz in, I think that Matteo Joseph will leave. So listen, we will see that. And yeah, Lee saying Joseph doesn't want to be fourth choice. I can tell you that for a fact he does not. So yeah, he is going to want to play football, or at least have a legitimate shot of getting real game time under a coach. He's not going to get that here. So yeah, I think he leaves on loan, and we'll keep a track of that. Now, someone who might be staying. So let's get into this one now. Jack Harrison. Yeah, I got yours, didn't I? Isaac KG, it's finally happened. Yep. Yeah, just making sure. Pasha said Fab ruined the day. Gutted. I can't believe it, man. Oh, gonna have to rethink that whole left side now. Paixao was the man. I imagine him scoring so many goals for us. But listen, left side, Jack Harrison. Let's go here. Jack, obviously, Danny Farke was asked about Jack Harrison. He started the game today, even though you would never have believed it. Didn't notice him one time. Overall, it depends on how Jack uses his chances. Well, if it's an indicator today, he won't last long. I think he is a great guy and a hard worker. Too many of those at the moment. Pretty reliable, and he's proven his work on a Premier League level. And there's that Premier League proven thing again. See, there's good experience and then there's bad experience. And he started off okay. He started off well with us, but he hasn't got good Premier League experience over the last couple of years. So that's why I always push back on people that say Premier League proven. And then people will then say names of players who have been signed from other leagues to the Premier League. It's a funny thing that I always see, but it's up to him to win the trust and confidence back. It's quite normal. And he continues. 2 years ago, when I arrived, everyone was on the back of Junior Firpo. They told me he's the worst signing ever. Now he's left as a hero for Leeds. Again, hero is subjective. Okay, not a hero for me, but I know he's a hero for a lot of you. But that's not my hero. Just going to say that. Example, Aronson. He has proven his works. He proven his works. His socks off. Isaac, this is terrible. Terrible. Aronson has proven works his socks off, and by doing this, he has got the support of our supporters back. I don't know if he's been reading any comments, but I don't know about that. And then lastly on that one, this was a good first step today. Last 2 weeks in training, he's worked very hard. It's up to him to he can play an important role. So far, he's on a good path. Now, I got to disagree with this, and it kind of goes to the whole Bamford thing. The difference with Aronson, and even to a point Verba, in terms of them leaving, Aronson and Verba weren't a part of the whole Bielsa thing. So the fans would have had a deeper attachment to Jack Harrison. They would have seen him as a Bielsa guy. Surely, why would he leave under those circumstances under Bielsa? This isn't me saying this, by the way. I'm going on what I see the like Bielsa fans kind of say about him. And it's kind of like he would never have done that under Bielsa. He's a rat and all that kind of stuff. Again, I don't go with that kind of rhetoric. He obviously just wanted to stay in the Premier League. Cool. But my thing is, he's just not a very good player. But the difference is he's going to have that kind of same attachment or love that fans have got for Patrick Bamford, because he's from that era. He's from the Bielsa era. And that's probably why it hurts him that much more. I always say this about Harry Kewell, because no matter people could tell me, that is still the best player I've ever seen at Leeds United. I don't think if Harry Kewell was as good as he was, I don't think people would care as much where he went after he left this football club, even though it was to Galatasaray. Again, that's his choices. He made those choices, but I don't think people would have cared if it was, with all due respect. And I like Jason Wilcox, but if it was Wilcox, I don't think anyone would give two craps. But listen, it's all about emotions, and especially when it comes to this fan base in particular. Very sometimes easy to read, sometimes hard to read. But Harrison is just not a very good player. So if you're now saying Paixao's off the table and Harrison comes in, that's a deep downgrade, and we can't rely on him. We can't rely on him, man. My man said I'll take Jaden Anthony over Harrison. yeah, he was. I didn't mean to. And I actually like Jason Wilcox because he stepped in a lot when Alan Smith wasn't scoring and we had to move Kewell up front. The point being, because Kewell was just so talented and saved Leeds United so many times, as well as got us into the Champions League, he just seemed to be a lot more coming from the academy. And I guess it hurts people more in that way, even 20 plus years later. But go to a therapist or something. But anyway, listen, it's one of these. Yeah, can't deal with watching head in hands Harrison for another year. It's one of these, isn't it? We've been given two bits of good news in terms of Meslier and Bamford. This is the one where it can't all be good news. But I still think, especially with the news coming out and it being put out there, that it only takes 3 million to break even or put in profit for Jack Harrison, a deal up to £3 million. I don't think that comes out just out of nowhere. I think much like the leaks in the summer, I think that this comes out of just letting people know how much it will take to take Jack Harrison off Leeds United's hands. So I'm still on the side that we will move Jack Harrison this summer. I do. I still think so. Does anyone else think that Harrison could stay? It is a possibility at this stage. It is. He was getting booed, but we've had this before where it's booed and then he'll score a goal. Then it's, hey, Haradona's back. Darren here saying just slowing him out, he offers nothing. He's saying, Richard's saying, please God, no. What else we saying here? Desiree saying, yeah, he's staying. Hyru here saying Harrison is a Premier League player, ship him off here to the States or to the Championship. Yeah, I mean the States would make so much sense for him. So much sense. He's not a Premier League player anymore. You know, at the one stage, and I was one of the people, I thought he'd be like one of the better wingers in the Premier League, and he just didn't step up. And it's fine. It doesn't happen for everybody. You know, it's one of those, but yeah, we need to move him on. But he's just got so much time left on this contract that if Leeds are desperate to move him on, they're going to have to do the same kind of thing they've done with Meslier and in particular Bamford today and say, you've got no future. But with Farke saying this, he's kind of left that door open at this stage. But I'm hoping that even with Paixão seemingly out the picture now, I'm hoping that there's going to be somebody else, even if it's someone from the right. Because as long as we got four wingers, I think we'll be fine. I think they can move it along, move them around as much as they want. Gnonto, Ramazani to the left, James, and if we do sign a right winger, then we've got James and that winger too. But yeah, we're going to need someone with that starter's quality. There's no point having a hard worker in Harrison, a hard worker in Aronson, a hard worker in Longstaff. Imagine if all three are playing at the same time. Not hardly a lick of quality between the three. So yeah, we will see. We will see what happens with Jack Harrison. But yeah, Gavin here saying can't see any bids for Jack Harrison. Gift him to Everton. Well, Everton wanted us to gift him to them. They said that yeah, we'll take him, but it's got to be a free transfer. It's like all right then. What's up? What are we saying here? Ali saying here 49ers should sell him to Rangers, low transfer fee, and he's good enough for SPL. I think he'd do well in the SPL. It's not hard though, is it? Lee Cookie in the house, Ampadu Prem player showed it. Yeah, he was good today, man. Good today. Eloquentry here. It's a very simple question. Would we want him if he wasn't a Leeds United player already? Yeah, I've said it before, Eloquentry. I've said before, if I was to bring up a list of players I want to sign, and I bring to you a player that's got one goal in the last like 2 years, you'd be calling me crazy. You'd be like, this guy don't know what he's talking about. But that's what we're potentially bringing back into this squad. But yeah, people, let me know your thoughts in the comments, man. But we do have some good news. We're going to get it from the floor. We're going to raise it back up again. As Fabrizio and many other outlets, but Fabrizio did put this out, that Anton Stach to Leeds United, here we go. Agreement done with Hoffenheim, final leg fee in excess of 20 million euros, which is around 17.3 million pounds. 4-year contract and documents set to be signed and deal done by his agency. Anton Stach looking forward to a new challenge in the Premier League at Leeds. And this is, again, signing that elevates it. And you just think as well, if Farke does change his system this season at points, he's going to have to. And we have a 3 midfield, and 2 of the 3 are Stach and Ampadu. That's pretty damn solid. That's pretty damn solid, man. So, and Tanaka as well, if he's going to be in there, I mean, even Longstaff might get a start, but I do see that as being the 3 midfield, and I'd be very happy with that at this stage. So, look, Anton Stach is coming in. German clubs did try and hijack this deal, but he seemed very set on coming. So, you know, shout out to the Leeds recruitment team. And this is the kind of signing now that elevates the squad level up. So this is good news. Now we need to move on to other areas that do need strengthening. And even just by the one game of a friendly today, it's quite evident where they are. So let's see what we can do. Yeah, I put that at the start, man. Hamer would be lovely, and I don't think he's going to be that expensive now. Seriously, I think, and the kind of way that this team works, he works in that kind of 8/10 with the way that he plays, the way that he moves around the pitch, but he's creative as well. So he will unlock the door and not let our strikers run around for no reason. Isaac with a super chat here. KG, I'd love a left-footed talented winger. Yeah, change it up a little. But the thing is with Paixão, you know, it didn't matter. You know, he could play ball with both feet, but he was, you know, mainly right-footed. But you take that, man. You take that, Isaac. But I hear you, man. Get a left-footed winger in there. I understand that. Just give us something different, wouldn't it? But thank you for the super chat, man. Katrina here saying we are going readily in the right direction for sure. Yeah, it feels like it, man. It really does feel like it. Like I say, my opinion will always change when the information changes all the time. So if I feel we're going to stay up, or no, if I feel we're going to get relegated as I did last week, it's because I don't feel that the work was being done to elevate the squad enough. It wasn't at the time. And then we were having pictures of Meslier in training. And it's like, we're not doing anything serious here. And even the signings are workman-like signings, but they were nothing that blew you out the water, except for Biol. But now we're starting to move now with the quality aspect and really, you know, building this team into something that could be formidable and help us survive relegation, genuinely help survive relegation. It's going to be tough. This season is going to be tough. But players like Anton Stach, will definitely help us, especially with those teams in and around us who I feel that we can have the potential to take points off. So yeah, let's keep this going, man. Let's keep it going. Sam here saying Mez made a good save, just saying always going to be Melier defenders. But yeah, he was fine today. But again, Sam, hopefully that just showcases it to a new team when we send him those highlights from today, that he's still a capable goalkeeper. As I've already said, I said in yesterday's stream, so I won't repeat it verbatim, but he's still got embers of a good goalkeeper, but it just won't be at this club. So he does need to move elsewhere. But even the club have identified that too. But at the same time, Sam, you're saying that, but he still did flap at a few corners as well. So got to be fair with that. Passion here saying, let's hope we have alternatives to Paixão. We got to, man. Dawn in the house saying here, we all love Leeds. We do. Great to listen to you, KG. Thank you for listening, Dawn. Appreciate that. Yeah, exactly. I knows. But yeah, so let's see now. I'm gutted about Paixão. I would never lie to you. I'm very gutted about that one, but hopefully there's more in the pipeline. Let me just. Yeah, but you know what? Even the players that I named before, man, they're not on his level. I named a couple in the transfer talk videos, but they're nothing like Paixão. He's that different. He's a real difference maker. But yeah. Lewis here saying fullbacks, goalkeeper, striker. Yep, all needed. Lewis, we will need a backup for Bogle, backup or real competition for Goodmanson. For me, I would like to get another real left back in to give him genuine competition. There's something there, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Gasson linked as well, but yeah, haven't heard nothing about Gasson in a while. People mention a name before. Let me just before I'm just checking out a link, seeing if there's anything here. While I'm doing that, if you haven't already, please hit a like on the video. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything, people, so I'm not going to bring it up yet. Maybe I'll look into it another day, though, man. Oh, I see. Okay, Wacko, got you. Yeah, it can happen. Leeds is right here. It can happen still, but it's going to take an aggressive attempt from Leeds United to get that one done now. With him already agreeing terms with Marseille previously, now they've met the transfer bid. I don't even think we've agreed terms with him yet, so it would be a case of us now matching whatever Marseille have done, or maybe even sweetening the pot a little, but at least matching what Marseille have bid with Feyenoord, and then agreeing personal terms with Paixão. So he may already have his heart set on a move to Marseille at this point. But this window, and this is the thing with moving kind of slow, this was the perfect window to jump in and absolutely just get this deal done. But we ummed and ahed about the fee, and this is the kind of one where we should have been, taking it. But yeah. Lee saying here it's not here we go. Yeah, it's not. You're right. There's still time, isn't there? But yeah. There's still time, yeah. Champions League league pool will be tough to match, yeah, sure. But yeah. So what else have we got then? Yeah, so we got Stach in the building, and I'm sure that will be confirmed over the next few days, or maybe week, with the way that we announce signings, possibly. But yeah, look, let's go on to a little rival watch, man. James Trafford, we know he's going to possibly leave Burnley. Newcastle seemed to be the main one that he was going to, but it looks like Man City could be getting him. They're trying to get him back lower than the buyback clause they put in the contract, which is very funny to do. I don't know how Burnley are looking at that, but yeah, they're looking to bring him back. And obviously, I know Burnley have already signed a new goalkeeper, but yeah, James Trafford is obviously a big component of why they kept so many clean sheets. He did not get empty calorie clean sheets like our goalkeeper did last season. He was made to work for a few of those. Burnley was still good defensively, but he was a big reason why they got those. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Burnley. I don't know if they've done enough to be to get out of the bottom three at this stage, but again, time will tell. Another one, it's always Sunderland. Of course, people. Sunderland are pushing to sign Bafode Diakite, who is valued at 40 million by Lille. Yeah, and this is now where Sunderland are trying to build out the defense. Good guy on the ball, knows how to hold the ball, good in the air. So now Sunderland are now addressing other areas of the pitch instead of going for another winger. So be interesting to see if they match this, because this is 40 million euros Lille are asking for, and we already seen how much they've spent. They've already spent over 100. So we'll see if what they do there. But that again would be a good signing, and I've got to put them in there. I'm sticking them in there from now on. And Max, I'm with you there. I've already written off Burnley. Me too, in all honesty. I don't think they've done near enough to have a shot. But yeah, we'll put them in there anyway, because we're still kind of around there at this stage. But Brentford attacker Visser, keen to explore a move this summer with interest from Newcastle, Tottenham and Nottingham Forest. Forward has resisted efforts from his club to discuss a possible new contract. And again, for me, Brentford are trying to say they're not going to sell both Mbeumo, who's going to Man United, and Visser. But I do think if a club puts in a bid, they're not going to have much choice here. I think they will have to sell and then try and reinvest. And as I've been very consistent with, everything Brentford have lost, they've downgraded on everything so far. So, trying to get Amari Hutchinson in for Mbeumo, who knows what they try and do for Visser. But yeah, this is another one. And I do think there's going to be no better opportunity to survive than this season. Really, I feel that this is it, especially with Brentford doing what they've done so far this summer. I know if I was a Brentford fan, I'd be cacking myself, because I would not be feeling confident. But obviously, nothing's played on paper. They've done well previously, but this is very risky. Very, very risky. Let's have a look. Yeah. Michael, you're saying Brentford, they are doomed. Even if you have a good season, you can still get your squad ripped apart. Could be us, yeah. There's always that. I mean, you look at Bournemouth as well, Michael. They lost Howson. They could be losing his defensive partner. They only had Kepa on loan, but they didn't get to sign him again. But they've bought George Petrovic. There's always that risk that you're going to get your players picked off, especially if you don't finish in European places. But listen, and it will happen at a club like this one, especially if Tanaka has a good season. We've already heard the whispers from Arsenal people, Ian Wright, talking about Tanaka, and if he does well at this level for Leeds, he will definitely have eyes on him. That's for sure. Anyone that does well at Leeds United has eyes on him. So yeah, but let's put ourselves in a place to be there. Let's survive for a second year, and let's bat off interest from other clubs for our better players. Let's get there first, rather than get relegated, then really say, oh man, we ain't keeping nobody. Pierre here. Oh, well, there we go. Pierre, Brentford will get Bamford in for Visser. Hey, with the way they've been recruiting, Pierre, you're probably right. You're probably right, man. Hyru here saying Trafford is a massive downgrade from Kirkes, especially defensively. Yeah, it's a good that's a good signing, though, man. Hyru, he's good. Kirkes was different. I spoke about Kirkes years ago. When we got relegated, I put out a video saying this is who I would have gone with if we'd stayed up, and he was one of the three names. But yeah, Trevor is a different kind of fullback. He is more attacking, but he's still pretty good defensively. But yeah, Kirkes has gone on to Liverpool for a reason. But they've still got a good replacement in Adrian Trevor there for sure. Tell Rafinha to make a call. Yeah. What we're saying here? Sacha Tavolieri has confirmed Igor to Marseille. Oh, all right. While I'm live, let me have a look, because Sacha again is very credible as well. Oh no, and he's even put this in the in the body of the tweet. Sorry, X post, whatever we want to call it. All right, people. Oh, we don't want to end on a low, do we? Sacha Tavolieri put this 20 minutes ago, obviously following on from Fabrizio. Igor Paixao won't join Leeds United. Put that out first. Way to hit you over the head with a hammer. Marseille has found an agreement today in principle with Feyenoord on a 35 million plus bonus deal. Brazilian set to sign 5-year contract in Marseille. Yeah, this is over. Yeah, it's so over, isn't it? It's done. I know people say there's not the here we go. It's done for me. It's done. But yeah, gutted, man. But hey, listen, we can't have everything. We've had a pretty good week overall, but Paixao's off the table. As Goldberg would say, who's next? Who is next? But listen, people, that is it. I think I've covered everything. I think I have. Yeah, we've done everything. Let me just end this little fun poll I did. I didn't put anything serious in the poll. I can't believe Bamford is leaving for GTA 6, 55%. I can't believe Harrison might be staying 44%. So there we go, man. There we go. And Slim, you're absolutely right, man. We got to find our Stardust somewhere else now. Absolutely. And listen, Ramazani Gnonto could help with that. Sure, they can. But when you talk in that level of a Paixao, that's a game raiser in every sense of the way. So hopefully we've got a lot of money, it seems, left over. Let's hope we can plow that into a striker and another winger /8 as well, and really get that creativity going, as long as all the other workman like stuff that we've got in the team right now. But yes, some people, that's going to be it for the stream today, man. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't already, liked the video, it really does help out the channel immensely. Thank you to Mr. P for a super thanks on the last video. Much appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, or I could be back tomorrow. We shall see what the news is. Peace out.